we go. Buckle up. Watch out, world.
I know. I'm so excited for this.
There we are.
Yay.
All right. So cool. All right. I have to mute that. I have to go back to Zoom. Okay, here we are. Now we're back to Zoom. I'm off the Facebook page. All right. Good morning, team. I am here with a very, very special guest, a person that we met years ago, very near and dear to our hearts, who has been an integral part to the success and growth of Yogi Triathlete, Lynda Layng. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, BJ. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on the live call with you guys today and to be part of the behind the scenes at Yogi Triathlete. So
yeah. Lynda is everything. Like, she's plant-based chef. She's helping us book guests. She's helping us with marketing. And she's just a really super special, nice person. And we love to have her in our lives. And for those that are doing Mendocino 50K, that's where we met Lynda.
Yes.
She's going to be up there this year.
I'll be up there this year. Of course.
Awesome. So some of our athletes will be able to meet you. Cool. So we are launching this program, and this is why I wanted to bring Lynda on. And for those that are joining us live, if you have questions as we move through this, please jump in and post them. I'm going to be following on my phone and trying to manage this. Stand by. There we go. Okay. So Lynda, why are you here today? What are we doing?
Well, we created this beautiful plan called the Awake Kitchen Jumpstart plan for people that are, curious and interested in taking their nutrition up another level. So this has kind of been in the works for about the last few weeks or so, and we're going to launch it March 7th. So we just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about the program and how we're going to kind of guide you step by step each week to just adding in more whole foods into your life and into your diet.
Yeah, and I was looking, I love that this is finally, like, it's all come together, and it's at perfect time. It's not like 6 months ago we're like, Lynda, and this is what we need to do. It's just like everything just comes together. And what I see on the team, through our athletes looking through Training Peaks and their notes, like, this is going to be a very useful program to begin to jumpstart or to continue and investigate further how to get more whole foods into your diet. And we just posted it last night. So guys, it's up on the Yogi Triathlete website under coaching. There'll be a section for plant-based nutrition, and go check out that page. It's brand new, and I'll put a link here below. But after reading it over, a lot of the theme, well, I would say the most important theme to me is that we use simple and easy constantly. Because and I'm sure you've experienced too, working with people on their transition one-on-one, things can get so confusing. They can get so inundated with this ingredient, and these are the proper steps to cook the recipe. And then they cook it once, and that's great. And then they fall back to old habits because our environment and habits are stronger than our will. So what have you found really successful in keeping things easy and simple?
I think just to have things that make the healthy choice around you the easy choice. So, to have food or fruit around you and kind of plan out your day, because it is too easy to forget about, your commitment to your health, and you're busy with work and school and whatever else you have going on. So, you're not going to feel like prepping a dressing and a salad and following a recipe at 5 o'clock after you've had a long day and you just want to get dinner on the table. So to have that, those things in place early when you're not even, when you're making your breakfast, maybe like thinking about prepping some rice ahead of time or beans for later in the day, so that you just have to pull them out of the fridge. I think makes all the difference. Or I'll steam vegetables just in batches, just so I have them ready. So even at night, I may not want to just steam a whole bunch of veggies. So I know that they're in there and they're ready. And then, yeah, again, just get rid of the junk if you can, or just don't be tempted by it if you can do that. And then just have healthy food around you. Big fruit bowl, that's the easiest fast food you can take with you.
Fruit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't fruit get such a bad rap because
I know.
it's this sugar, it's this focus of like, we've got to stay away from sugar, but fruit is just perfectly packaged in all
Mhm.
its perfection to deliver the right amount of sugar on the slow release
Yep.
system that nature created into our bodies. And it's such a reminder, at least for me too, like that not only is fruit so easy and simple to use, but to expand my horizon a bit. So just not bananas, like 6 of them every day. It's like
Right.
start to eat,
Right.
start to eat blueberries and raspberries, blackberries and
Yeah.
oranges. And this is what I love about having you part of this too, is you're a mom as well to little
Mhm.
Finn. So when someone's listening to this and they're like, I want to change my, I'm a believer in this, but you don't understand. I've got kids to feed too. What has been your experience working with that?
Yeah, I mean, just as they say in the airplane, your oxygen mask has to come on
Mm.
first before. So you have to take care of yourself before you can care for others. And it's hard to do that because your knee-jerk reaction is to care for your little ones first. But if I'm not okay, then I can't be okay for him. So that means that right, I may not feel like cooking those steamed veggies, but I know I'm going to need them because I need my head on right for him for later. And, he's watching me. So he is, what do they say? More is caught than taught.
I
So
like that.
he watches me eat those oranges, or he might have the treat, but I'm having fruit or a salad or something. So it's never far from my head that he's watching me and that I have to lead by example. Um, so that's really important. And there's junk in the house, and it's I mean, I'm not perfect. So his pretzels, his graham crackers, other junks, vegan junk food. But if I have something, then I don't beat myself up over it, and then I go back to my healthy choices the next. So um, have those healthy choices as a mom, as a busy person around, because you don't want to default to those junk snacks that kids always have around.
And
So
junk snacks, in my head, I'm thinking like, and you just mentioned them, processed foods. So I know there's processed foods that some would consider on the borderline of being healthy and unhealthy. Someone would see veggie chips and they're like, oh, veggie chip, okay, veggies, but they're chips. So to me, the processed food errs on the side of the junk category. It errs on the
mhm.
side of, but it's not, to me, it's not like overindulging in this terrible, terrible stuff. If you have a little bit of it, like you
Yeah,
said, I think it's okay, and being okay with yourself. But crowd out those things with having a majority, 80-90% of your stuff being like whole foods,
right.
readily available to eat. And then I loved what you talked about, where you're not perfect either. um, and I think we would not do ourselves service if we didn't actually talk about the mindset piece, where you can actually interrupt yourself from, yeah, I want to go grab that graham cracker that my son eats, but is that the best thing for me right now? And more often than not, you get better at it. You interrupt that habit process that you go and reach, and instead, maybe the higher purpose or the feeling inside is like, well, Finn is watching me, maybe I'm going to choose something like an apple and cut it into slices, and maybe he can join me too. So that's a big part of it. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's and making it like, if I, making it hard to get to, like if, sometimes I'll put stuff like on higher shelves or down in the basement, or it's not near me. I have to really go for an effort to get it. So is that worth it? Is it just easier to eat, the fruit or banana in front of me, or the carrots I prepped, or something like that, to make that the easiest path to health? And eating enough, I think, too, BJ. Sometimes I think,
Mhm.
you know, we may grab something quick and then we're not full, so um, I think that's when we kind of like will go for maybe the processed food, because it's like right at our fingertips when we're starving and we didn't like plan ahead of time. Um, and you can really, yeah, you can catch yourself on those moments that you just, yeah, want to eat something crunchy. Or and we have some homemade chips, some tortilla chips in the plan, so we were gonna do that, make some homemade chips to get that crunch, because I know people like that and everyone likes a good hot chip.
I find for me, I'm glad you brought up chips, because I find for me when I get out of control with it, it's the grabbing, it's the finger food grabbing thing that is the essence of why I grab for chips, because I've proven this numerous times. I can replace whatever it is that I'm grabbing if it's small and finger, I can use my fingers to grab it. Baby carrots and almonds are two things that I've replaced chips with, meaning the habit is to grab something with my fingers. It doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's crunchy. And those
Yeah,
things satisfy that for me in my experience. I could seriously have chips 7 days a week and just, crunch away,
me
but that's
too.
not in the best interest of my health.
I
So
know.
when I get to the habit of it, it's the actual reaching. It's this grabbing. So if I fill our cabinets with things that I can grab easily, mulberries and walnuts, pumpkin seeds, little things that I can grab, they're much better, in my opinion, health nutrition wise, than to grab chips. And again, what you're going to help us with in this program is to meet us where we're at, sort of. So the chips, we're going to make healthy chips so people can still
Right.
have that, but not be the sole focus of what they need to consume.
Right. And then the more, the more health, the cleaner your diet, the better you're going to feel. Those are going to kind of, like you said, crowd out the processed food as much as possible, so that you'll want the healthier choice anyway, because it's gonna, you'll feel better, you know.
That's the essence of why we do this, right? Don't we just want to feel better? We exercise to feel better. We go to sleep to feel better. We numb out to feel better. Like everything we do is to feel better. And the
Right.
thing is, we can have that feel better all the time. A
Yeah.
lot of it, majority of it comes from food. Do you agree?
Yes. Yeah. And also I think Jess, I think, said it a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was on a live or on a podcast. She said, to that self-love piece of like loving yourself, so that you want to take better care of yourself, and that your commitment to yourself and your health is important. So again, that mindset piece of wanting it for yourself, and then caring for yourself enough to make a healthy choice.
It's funny you say that, because Liz just said, feels like this is a good form of self-love.
Yeah.
Um, so I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Um, and food is so personal, and this is why I believe the roadblocks become even greater when we try to move something that's so personal to us. And we're trying to do it all at once. And as we've had the plant-based doctors on, the telehealth doctors, they're really, and I know this is what our program is too, it's not a definitive line between like, okay, well, I've stopped eating this way, now I'm going to eat this way. It's how can we incorporate this more into our lifestyle? So eventually, over long term, the good stuff tends to crowd out the not good stuff, and then the transition becomes complete. But sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, that it needs to happen too quick and too soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I think patience is so important. And look, I mean, I'm sure you can say the same thing. What you were eating 5 years ago is not what you're eating today. And that, it forever shifts and changes. And I really like what Matt Frazier said on the podcast too. He said, we're busy parents. After soccer, my dinner might be a banana smoothie. And that's okay. It's not the rice and beans and the roasted vegetables and the greens, and it's not that perfect meal, but it's something, and it's nutritious, and it got him to dinner, or got him through the evening with his children. And that's real life. That is, the
Mm.
reality of parenthood and a busy lifestyle, even if you're not parents, or just training or whatever. Just, you know, reimagine your dinner or your plate, or to fit into your lifestyle, and make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, simplicity is convenience is everything, right? That's why there are convenient foods, right?
Right,
Like
right.
these packaged processed foods. So jumping into the program a bit, so we're going to launch this 30-day program. It's not a challenge. 30, because we do have challenges sometimes on the team.
Oh, right,
30-day
right.
program. And all the details are on the website. And I'm going to have Lynda just give an overview of what it will include. And then we'll talk about how to move forward with it if you guys are interested. And the team is going to get a special discount to start. But Lynda, do you want to talk a little bit more specifically about the program and what you envision happening?
Yeah, I'm really excited, BJ. Thank you for the opportunity to serve the team, and everyone who might be plant curious about, you know, taking the next step. We're going to have some fun, of course, and we'll meet you where you are. So wherever you are in this journey, whether you're plant-based or not, it doesn't matter. The first week, we're going to kick off with just some simple ideas on how to get your kitchen in order for success, and just some beginners food prep. So just some really basic things, kind of like what we talked about today, having a fruit bowl, or having something in your kitchen that you can kind of grab and go. And so that's week one. And then every week we're going to do like a fun like cooking class. So we'll just a simple recipe. You won't have to go to any special stores for anything, just keeping it really simple. I always find, I think I put a week in there for sauces, because veggies and grains and beans are great, but you need that fun like dressing or sauce. Or BJ, I know you like hot sauce on your food. So, just to have some simple sauces, I think is always good to have on hand. So that's one week. We're going to make some homemade vegetable soup with some tortilla chips. And then, of course, we need some sweet bites. So some whole food, snacks and fuel for training, and some, desserty kind of sweet foods for the sweet tooth. So
I love that. I love the sauces, because for me, it's like I can mash together the grain, the quinoa or the farro, and then I put the
Arrow,
vegetables on, and then it's like, okay, well, now here's all the good stuff. Now
what's next?
what's next? And I don't always want to buy something. Like I'm
No.
getting to that point of the Zug sauce from Trader Joe's. Like, okay, I've had it for about a year now. Like it's time
Yeah.
to branch off. So I love that you're talking about sauces.
Yeah, and that's something that we'll keep in the fridge. So, you could have a couple of them, like, you know, it can be beyond, like, I mean, if I don't have a sauce, it's lemon or lime or orange, I'll just spritz on
Mm.
it on something, but if I, take that time to make a sauce, maybe out of like, roasted carrots, like a cheesy carrot sauce, or a beet sauce, or um, a kale sauce, like just a green little drizzle of something, with some smoked salt or nooch, or just kind of pumps up that plate and makes it really taste good. And then, of course, you're going to want to eat it, um, eat more of it. And then for breakfast, I made like a homemade, really simple raspberry jam. So with fresh lime. And again, it took 5 minutes to make like a homemade jam, but I had it for a week in the fridge. So
So guys, again, like this is going to be, I know Linda's dropping some amazing, and you're like, oh my God, I want to make that stuff. It
I
sounds
know.
so good, but they're going to be really simple
Simple.
and easy. This is the basis, this is the foundation of why we're creating this, is because I understand that we expect a lot from our athletes, like training and meditation and yoga and mindfulness. And the thing is, the things are stacking up. But I don't think, besides the mind, I don't think the most important piece, you can't discount food and the way that you fuel your body and the things that you're putting inside. And we want to make it convenient for you so that you can do it more often, not just 1 or 2 days a week. Although that's a great place to start. If we can get onto the habit of incorporating these things daily into our lives, soon we're feeling good, training well, we have a strong mind, nothing rattles us, and we're living this life that truly just embraces everything that you want, without getting caught up in the things that are not in our control. Because when it comes down to it, we really only have control over the things, over the reactions we have to things, and that can include food, obviously. So I love that you're doing that. Dessert as well. Grocery list. Like, I think a place to start. People just don't know what to get at the market,
Yeah.
and what to stock their shelves with consistently. Not just buying like, a little tablespoon of flax meal, but always having like flax meal in a jar readily
Hmm.
available to throw on oatmeal or your
Right.
salad, right?
Right. Yeah, it's so important. It's I think I shop with my eyes a lot. So
Mm.
I look and see what looks the freshest and what looks the best, and then what I'm in the mood for too. So, what do I feel like eating? And then what do I have on hand? So you're ready. Um, you know, on those nights where you don't want to cook anything, you've got a can of beans, you've got some rice, and then hopefully you have something else to add to it, or salsa or something.
Yeah, salsa's a good one. Salsa's a
Yeah.
good sauce. Um, I used to go on
Easy.
everything I had, and
Yeah.
then I got overindulged in that as well. Um, what are some challenges that you've seen? So if people are like, no, I can't, like this seems a little too much for me. Like I, I'm
Uh,
I'm sort of getting, overwhelmed, like, or maybe they don't want to move to plant-based, although you've already said you don't have to be plant-based to actually enjoy this. So what are
yeah.
challenges or maybe some hesitations you've seen people have to changing their
I think
diet?
people, they don't want to give up. This is you don't have to give up anything that you're doing right now. I think this this program is just, if you want to add in more health, add in some fun, get some new ideas, and have a community with you that's doing it, because I know this can be very isolating, and I'm sure most of us who are on the call, BJ, you might be the only plant-based person in your family or in your circle. um, and maybe that support is just what you need to kind of keep the ball rolling. um, because what are we, I think plant-based people are only 6% of the world, so we're a very small percentage. So, and if you're still not fully plant-based, that's okay. I think we're gonna hopefully give you some fun ideas, hold your hand, kind of set your kitchen up for success. And it's always good to have healthy people around you to kind of keep that commitment going, especially if you're signing up for all these fun events and races and you're training and you're enjoying life. Um, this is just going to be another fun community to be part of. So I hope that you consider it.
And you'll be
Very
going
no
live.
stress.
Yeah, no stress. Yeah, we don't want to cause any more
No
stress.
stress, just fun.
Laura had a good question. She's interested in being more intuitive about how much fuel her body needs, for the level of training they're at. So this is a question. I know you've worked with people at gyms, as they begin
Yeah.
to ramp up training. It's not always max effort. There's a flow to training. There's times where it's intense and times when it ebbs and flows. And and being aware of how much you need to fuel your body versus what's too much and what's too little.
Yeah, I find that people aren't eating enough after training, so that, that not to be afraid to, I mean, Laura, I don't know exactly what your plan is, and um, I'd have to look at exactly what your day and your week looks like, but making sure that you're eating enough, because if you're training that hard, you're going to need to fuel your body with, with good fuel to keep it going and to keep that recovery going. So um, don't be afraid to, try different things, and journal what works and what's good. We all know when we feel good and are like, oh, what did I eat today? Or, oh, that always makes me feel good after I have, a rice bowl after I do my strength training. We'll note that, and maybe kind of do a few days of food logs and see where you are and see what felt good and what didn't. Um, that'll
I
give you
love,
some clues.
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the food, like documenting, because our minds are very, they're not reliable at all. We fantasize, I think just did a podcast about it, where we're like, the glory days where we think we were so much better than we were. And you look back at it and
What
it's
was
like,
I doing?
what
Yeah.
was I doing? So documenting, and it's not a shame log, which I've heard
No.
it called so many times.
Oh,
It's about production, being productive, and seeing where you're at and what works really well, and also what doesn't work well.
right.
I've been working through. I've shared this many times, like bloating when I go after I go swimming, and I'm trying to pinpoint like what foods I eat beforehand that sort of agitated. I haven't come up with a solution yet.
Okay.
Although I've been documenting, different stuff I've tried. I've tried nothing, and it's inconsistent. So it's not like it happens every time. But now that I'm documenting, I'm able to see a flow of things, and I'm starting to exclude foods that have made that made that feeling happen. But I think you touched upon so many awesome things. But most often we underfuel our activities. Most often.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're doing like major workouts, I mean, I'm so jealous seeing the pool shots every day in California. I'm in New Jersey. So, all those doubles and whatever you're doing, you've got to really eat to fuel that workout. So that's good.
Um, let's see here, Liz. Absolutely, it's all about who you surround yourself with. Yeah, your community
Mm,
is really important. With my athletes, I find that no one is eating enough for the training. This is a consistent topic of conversation. So
yeah.
maybe that's a theme we pull on as you
Okay.
work with our athletes, and making sure that we get um, enough. And
Okay.
again, this comes back to unique individual humans. Like, we're all unique. You're not me, I'm not you. So
Right.
we need to figure out
What
how much
works?
food is appropriate for you
Yeah.
or for me through experience, but to set yourself up for success by journaling, by having fiber in your food so that you're actually getting satiated, and getting the good stuff in. So I think that's a really good topic to have through that 4 week, through the 4 week program.
Okay. Yeah,
One
definitely.
one thing that worked for me was getting honest with myself on whether I was eating to train and live or eating to lose weight.
Mm,
That was Liz. Yeah, that's a good topic of conversation for sure.
yeah.
Jess, agreed. Biggest issue I see is not consuming enough, which is also tied into our body's ability to be injury free. And we talked about that
Mhm.
at the start. If you're wondering, or you and I off camera, sometimes disease and injury come from a lack of nutrition because the body is fighting to fuel itself and repair itself, but it doesn't have anything to grab to actually do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm with you, Lynda, on the pool and trail pics. That's Liz.
Liz, it's
Um,
20 degrees here today. I'm laughing. I'm like,
she's east of Boston, west of Boston.
yeah,
So she's probably similar to you, but yeah,
similar.
it's chilly. So I love that we're launching this program now as we enter race season. So races really haven't happened yet, like
Right.
the majority of the season hasn't happened yet. So it's a great way to jumpstart it. So you're going to be live. Are you going to be live weekly um, with this program? I think you are, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
We're going to be live weekly. Every Monday, you get a kickoff newsletter. So it kind of sets us up for the week. Um, and then we'll do a little cooking live video throughout the week. And then I'm there to answer questions and give you support and make it fun and easy and, personalized. So, join me. Feel free to ask me questions offline. I think there's a spot on the page on Yogi Triathlete, plant-based nutrition page. So feel free to email me any questions about it. But we're going to make it really inviting, really, we're going to meet people where they are. So there's no judgment. We're going to have a good time and we're going to eat some good food and do really well in race season. So I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the program we're launching, this is going to launch March 7th.
Right.
And we're going to launch it to the team here. In this particular scenario, we're charging $4.99 for the program for 30 days, but for the team, we're going to charge $2.99. And this is only just for the team, current team members, to jump on board, and we are going to require that we get at least 5 people to get this program rolling.
Mhm.
We would love to have more, and I think we're capping it at 10. So I would say jump on this, as if any of you want to set yourself up for a successful season, to get the habit started now in the way that you consume food, the way that you prepare for training, the way that you recover from training, and the stuff that you have during training. I know I work with you guys a lot on this, but as you know, this is one thread that we pull on through the whole Yogi Triathlete training program, is that what you do in your daily diet, what you do every single day, allows you to have the gels and the sugars and the things that you have during the hard training sessions and race day to be successful. It doesn't, your stomach isn't constantly working overtime. It's actually in this beautiful environment, this symphony of nutrients that are coming in and out that are super high vibe every single day. So that we can, when we deviate and go into the area of carb loading or getting that system so that it's really processing simple carbs and it's not really holding on to fiber in the 48 hours before a race. Although Daniel is one person who has proved that you can do that. For the most of us, we need to really simplify it so our gut is not overworking. And I really, really believe that what we do in our daily diet, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, solidifies a strong foundation for race nutrition. And just put it down here: $2.99 for the team, $4.99 for the public. If you're ready to sign up, post here or text your coach, and let them know. Do you want to say anything more about it, Lynda?
Um, I'm really excited. I'm happy to serve the community. I think it's going to be really fun. Come join us and have a good time, and we can all, get into a healthy spring season.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, this is not about to be not going to be stressful. This is it's going to be fun. Like, food can be fun, and so let's be a part of this adventure here. I'm going to call it an adventure. For most of us, we've been curious about it. We're like, I've heard you guys talk about it. I see it in your notes. I just wish I knew what to eat, what to take, how much to take, how to cook these things, cook different things at home, not order out all the time. Well,
Yeah.
here's your opportunity.
Mhm.
And she's amazing, and I can't speak highly enough of her,
Aw.
and the way that she presents herself. She was on our podcast years ago, and
Yeah.
we're going to record a podcast again with her to talk about this as well.
Yeah.
So please use her as a resource. She is part of our team. She is Team Yogi Triathlete. So there's an email, and we'll put the email in the comments here too, so you can reach out directly to her if you have comments
Yeah, please
about
do.
this.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Anybody else have questions? Liz, this is so amazing. Lynda, what an amazing
Aw,
deal for the team. And she remembers the podcast.
yeah.
Oh, and yes, it's 7 degrees with wind chill where she is.
I took my walk though. I went out there. I'm like, I'm doing it.
You're doing it. They're not going to let the cold hold you back.
Bundle up, bundle up.
All right, awesome.
Thank you so much, BJ. I'm really looking forward to meeting more of you and having some fun with some food and keeping it fun and easy for
So
everyone.
it's going to start March 7th.
March 7th.
So let's get some people signed up. Lynda is ready to serve and to dive into this. So I'm going to wrap up the live here. I think this was a good focus to keep everybody pointed on nutrition. So let's bring our awareness to nutrition. And if you feel compelled, like you're like, this sounds good to me, and then the thoughts start flooding in about other stuff, feel what that first initial hit was. The initial hit was like, yeah, there's a person here who's full of information, a lovely soul, wants to have fun, showing me how to cook. Let's all jump in on this and get the most out of the experience. So thank you, Lynda.
Thank you, BJ.
So glad you're here.
Yeah, me too. Have a great week.
All right, guys, take care.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.